right, Dyson. Hello, hello, hey everybody. Today is Wednesday, 4 o'clock, and guess what? It is the glow. And I'm here with you today. It's 4 o'clock, and we have a wonderful guest for you today. You know, every week we want to know what is glowing on, who's glowing up, what is everybody doing that's in the entrepreneur world. You know, I love to talk to all my VIPs, my very interesting people. I have somebody today who's very interesting. We've been talking to each other on Facebook for quite some time. We have like this date planned when we get out of the pandemic so we can actually maybe go to the winery and chat and talk because we have a lot of similar interests. So today on The Glow, I would like to welcome my guest, beautiful, amazing Latricia. Bring her in for me.
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
I am wonderful. I
Right.
am wonderful, and I'm excited to be here with you.
Well, that is good. That is good. I'm glad that you're here, and I'm glad that we finally got a chance to connect. This is our first meeting. How are you doing?
I am great, busy and great, and honestly, just feeling amazing and blessed. So I can't. My grandma used to say, "Ain't no use in complaining." So
Right. And my grandmother used to say, every time I say, how you doing? She say, trusting in the Lord. So
that's right.
that's all we can do.
That's it.
He got all the answers, and
All of
he changes no plans for us. So we just got to go with the flow.
them. That's right. That's
And
right.
so now that we are glowing with you today, I would like to ask you a few questions. First of all, introduce yourself and your company and tell us where you're from.
Okay. I am Latricia Towery. I am the principal designer and owner of 918 Design Company. I live in Murrieta, California. I am from Dallas, Texas.
Okay, Latricia. Now, how long have you been into the design world?
Okay. So, as I said, in my company's 918 Design Co., we are residential and commercial design.
Mm-hmm.
And I have been in one aspect or another, whether it's the decorative side or the structural side of design for almost 20 years now.
Oh, wow.
I made it official with my own company in 2017 after graduating, and had worked for a design firm in Anaheim Hills for I want to say 3 years. And I decided I went as far as I was going to go there, and decided to step out on faith, jump, trust God, and make this thing happen. And there was 918.
Wow, 918 has been doing very well. I see you doing a lot of big things online. I see all your projects that you're working on. That's so exciting to me because I used to work in furniture and I used to do a lot of interior design and staging. So I love design. I love design for homes, businesses, and everything.
Yes.
So I'm excited to like one day come with you on one of your design jobs.
Yay! I'm always trying to drag people somewhere. I dragged my friend to an industry event in San Diego yesterday. It was so fun. It was so awesome to just be back, since COVID, in an environment where I can connect with my vendors and, see what's new and hot in interior design, commercial and residential wise. So.
Wow. And so today's a special edition because I call this on Women Crushing It on Wednesday because, we do a lot as women. We do the whole mother, wife, everything, and we do business. And on the Glow, we try to just make sure that we encourage other people. If it's something that you want to do, don't let any of those things stop you. Just add them in and get you some balance, right?
Right. That's right. Because getting to this was a journey.
It's a whole journey. Like we're still on the journey right now.
Yes.
It's still a journey.
And I'm thankful to be here. It was a lot. It was a lot to get here. And like you said, we're mothers and wives, all that.
Right.
So you're juggling constantly trying to keep everybody in their proper position and get to that end goal. And that can be challenging, and it can be defeating. But I wasn't gonna let that happen, and you can't let that
Right.
happen either. If you are,
Right.
keep going.
Right. Keep going. I always say, just keep going. You can pause, but don't stop. Like
That's
push
right.
the pause button, take a break, go away, come back. I even used to be like, I quit for the day. I'm done. Then when I wake up in the morning, I'm like, okay, it's a new day. Let's do
Yeah.
this all over again.
I saw a
So
shirt
what
that said, "I'm done peopling for today." I need
you
that
done
shirt.
peopling? I need that one too. So what keeps you going? Like what motivates you every day to be like, let's do this business?
It is really honing in and continuing to develop my why. And
Okay.
for so long, people would ask me that, you're in these coaching sessions, you're in these masterminds. What's your why? What's your why? And I always would look like a deer in the headlights, like I don't know what my why is. But over time, I've come to realize is my why is being able to travel and do whatever I need to do, support my kids, even though they're little baby, I call them baby adults now, in
Mm,
college and out on their own, to be able to be there when they need me. My why is my family, my foundation, and the legacy that I'm going to leave after me.
right. And that is the most important why. And a lot of people need to just get in touch with that because that's a big thing. It's always something we're doing, but there's always a reason behind it. And the reason behind it sometimes pushes you forward, you know?
It does. When you're barely holding on to that, when
Yeah.
I talked about jumping, when you're barely
Hmm.
holding on by a finger or a thumb, trying to hold on to that dream, it is that why, it is that reason that propels you to find the strength to grab even more and keep holding on. And that's what propelled me and moved me forward, because it was difficult. My husband was
Hmm.
active in the military. I had kids in elementary and junior high and high school, and all of that combined, trying to do all of this at the same time and get my
Right.
degree in interior.
Right. And so where did you get your degree from?
I actually got it out here. I went to the Art Institute of California Inland Empire in San
Okay.
Bernardino. My bachelor's of science in interior design.
Hmm.
And before I left, during my internship, I was hired on at a design firm in Anaheim Hills, and I worked there from 2015 through 2018, when I decided to come home and start my own company.
Okay.
So
And
I've
so
just been
taking
going
the
ever
leap,
since, and I
huh?
did a little bit of a pivot. Yeah, I did. I
Just
did a little bit of a pivot because my company, as you stated, included staging, and I think that was our
hmm.
first conversation together. We talked about staging.
Yes, I think it was.
Yes, and I pivoted out from staging, from the physical side of staging, into interior design, where I'm doing commercial and residential remodels, and that's where the bulk of my time goes now.
So you actually do just structural remodels and everything, not just like decorating furniture. You actually, like if I want a new kitchen island, you come in to help me get that in, right?
We're doing quite a bit of that right now. So
Wow, wow.
yes, so I am, and then there's always that misconception or the mix up between interior decorators and interior designers. If
And so
we
clarify that for us so we'll know
Okay.
what's the difference, please.
So when I get people who come to me, oh, can you come make my house pretty? And I need some pillows and blah, blah, blah. That's interior decorating, which I can do as well, which I do
Mhm.
as well. When you want to tear down a wall, add a window, tear up your floors, add an addition, create another room, that
Mm.
interior design, because we're designing the interior of the space.
I think you just helped a lot of people right now. People are like, I'm an interior designer. I'm thinking like, well, what does that mean exactly? And I actually was interior decorator. Of course, I wasn't telling nobody to tear down no wall. We gonna paint the wall, but we're not gonna tear it down.
Which is
That's
still important. That's
right.
still important, is to have those two sides, because in my job, in many of my jobs, I'm doing both. But
Mhm.
the harder and the more focused would be the actual interior design, creating that perfect space plan and layout for the family or the people who are going to be using that space, to make sure it's not just pretty, that it makes sense and it's a
Right.
usable space.
Right. That is functionable. Now, do you do anything with Feng Shui?
I am not a feng shui master of interiors. I do need to have to learn a little bit more about
Uh-huh.
feng shui, but there are other aspects that I'm just trying to master first before I go on to major, being able to do that. But it is interesting, I will say.
Right. It is. That's actually what I study, is the feng shui, making
Okay.
everything kind of flow, like where you need water is flowing areas, and
Yeah.
I just moved and I actually live in the prosperity spot of my house. So I'm like, woo, this is good.
Okay.
This is
Wonder
really
where
good.
the prosperity part of my house is.
Right.
I'm good in that part.
You walk in and it's the furthest to the right corner. That's the prosperity spot.
Okay.
Whatever room that is, you make that free of anything that's dead. Like, don't put fake plants. Don't put anything that would burn. Don't put
Oh,
anything that would be negative. If you want something immediately, put some red over there.
okay. Okay. Good to know.
Good to know. So I will ask you. So when you first started interior design, was it because something that you did, like anything from your childhood? Did you used to like fix up your bedroom, or is this something you always wanted to do?
Thinking back to my childhood, I lived with my grandmother most of my life. And one of my favorite things to do was to rearrange the house, rearrange the furniture. And that was at a young age. But what really propelled me, I used to do, I don't know if you remember, one of the direct sales companies I used to be around called Home Interiors and Gifts. And you would have a home party and buy
Oh
frames.
yes.
I did that for like 10 years.
Oh wow.
Yes, and I was recruited by one of my ladies, by her father, into real estate. Not her father, her husband, into real estate. And as I started to work with buyers and I'm going through all these different houses, my interest peaked on the structural side of why did they do that? Why did they build this closet like this? This is such dead space. They should have did this. They should have did that. And I ended up checking out design school to see what it would be like to be an interior designer, and learned that it was much harder than I thought because I was still thinking on the decorator side, but learned we actually built structures and we learned how to build things and scale and code and the non-fun things that people don't want to know about. They want to pay somebody to do.
Right, right. But you can make a whole space look so much better, so much different and functional when you just move stuff around. So I know that's very important. So do you connect with a lot of realtors? Is that who you work with? Who would your ideal partnership be?
Oh, okay. So I love connecting with realtors because they're always dealing with people who are moving and going into new spaces. I have quite a bit of realtor friends that refer business to me, being as that I've had my real estate license for 16 years now.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I did. And I keep it now for my military friends who are moving or selling and they need help with getting, their house taken care of because they're moving on to another duty station. I keep it active for that. Um, but I still have all my contacts, my real estate friends. I love trades, construction worker companies, general oh God, it just left my head what they're called, but GAs, I think it's called. Electricians, plumbers,
Mhm.
everybody who has a hand, any trade that has a hand in the collaborative process of creating spaces, buildings, homes, and making those what the client wants them to be. Those are my ideal um, partnerships to work with and refer back and forth to.
Okay, well, perfect. So all my friends that are realtors, I know people own construction companies. reach out to her and reach out to her company. She can help you make the rooms exactly what the client wants, exactly what you want. And sometimes things are built with plans, and you do look at them and you're like, oh, if this wall was out, it would give more space. And you
Mhm.
know so I'm glad that you're able to see the vision of that, because some people can't really even see it for themselves. They
That's
just
my
live in
favorite part.
confined space. Yeah.
That's my favorite part is to sharing the vision. And now it's so much even better because we have 3D rendering. So before we had our boards, when we get to the pretty side of it, we have
Hmm.
the boards and the fabrics and all that, and you have these fabric boards. And so you're trying to get across where everything goes. Well, now we have the ability to take those two flat blueprint plans and turn them into 3D renderings. So you actually see the rooms and you see the space with the materials added in, and you get the full effect of what that's going to look like when that is finished. And so
Wow.
you really get your client on board a lot sooner than you used to in the past. So I love that.
Yeah, I love that too. I watch a lot of those home design shows, and I'm always so amazed when I see the drawings and the 3D. I'm like, wow, like everything always looks so different. It's like I have to watch the whole thing to see it to the end.
Hmm.
So what are some of your favorite shows that you watch as far as interior decorating and all that kind of stuff?
I am not really following a lot of shows on TV. However, I do like following designers who have shows on YouTube.
Mm.
One of my favorite designers is Karen Bond out of Canada. I love her show because she caters to other interior designers and up and coming designers. So
Hmm.
she's showing us behind the gate of her career, of her business, how business is run, dealing with client meetings, going on site, working with vendors, working and building your team. And I really get a picture of how that is because I followed her for so long. I've seen when members leave and new ones come on, and they've got a bigger office now. So they went from 4 to 8 designers. It's really cool. So I'm a little bit obsessed with following designers who showcase the process, and it's really far and few between.
Hmm.
Um, but I think it's amazing that to have shows like that where you can be inspired. Like, okay, I'm a boutique studio right now, but one day
Hmm. Now, do you have people working with you? Do you have associates, apprentices, anybody who
I do.
helps you? Hmm.
I do. I have a design assistant now. Shout out to Rachel if you're watching this.
Hey, Rachel.
Hey, Rachel. She is awesome. And I hired my oldest child, who is my administrative assistant now, and she works with my social media. So we just started that about a week ago, and I'm already excited about having her aboard. So I am growing. And my husband is my operations manager.
Oh,
So
wow. Okay.
we
Family
work
business.
yeah, we work very well together. So we're small, but we are growing.
And that's good. Family business, and especially when it's a family legacy and the business is for everybody, you can get everybody in on it, and everybody has a vested interest, because one day your daughters, your family, your grandkids, everybody will benefit from the business that you start today. And I
Yes,
always tell people, it's like whatever you do today, you're going to regret a year from now if you don't start it how you want to start it. So start now. Next
right.
year, you'll be in a different space. The year after that, you'll be a little bit further along.
And I love it having my daughter because she has her own company. She's a fashion designer and a stylist. So she has her own company. And she
Wow.
has her degree in fashion and merchandise marketing. I can never say that. And anybody who knows interior design and fashion, they're closely
They're
married.
close. Yeah, I've done both. So I'm like one of
Yeah,
those people
exactly.
who's creative. I love clothes. I love furniture. I love everything. I love anything that's creative. And food
Hmm.
is also one of those creative things as well.
Oh yes. Oh yes. I love all of those. Um,
Yes.
so it's great having her on board, and she can see me working and being a businesswoman, working, negotiating in deals, creating and starting projects so that it encourages her to continue to build her company. which again brings it back to my why, my family, my kids. It is all about that foundation. And so if we can all come up together, I'm blessed.
Right. And that's what we love here on the Glow. Is so many people. I say I like to talk to very important people and very interesting people, because when you have passion and when you have purpose, you always make a profit. It's one of
Yeah.
those things that you don't have to try as hard, because you will wake up and want to do your thing no matter what, if nobody calls you, if nobody does anything, because you're passionate about it. And I'm sure there were times where you were working hard and you're like, I don't know what I'm going to do. Why did I decide to do this by myself? And then at the end of the day, you're kind of like, yes.
Yes. Knowing those stepping stones and knowing that you have to pay your dues. Because I felt I had in my mind, I thought I was going to go somewhere in this design firm that I was working for. And when that wasn't the case, when I left, I will be honest and say I spent like 3 months just mad. I wasted
Before you left or after you left?
after.
Oh, okay.
And I left so that I wasn't mad while I was there. I wanted to leave on a good note. And I'm just mad and I'm like, blah, blah, blah. And then I stopped. I had this day where I feel like God was like, so let me show you something. You were there in this small company. You were privy to how they bill their clients. You were privy to the setup. You were privy to the vendors. You worked with them directly. What are you mad for? You got everything you need to roll out and do what you got to do. So after 3 months, I got over it, got away from that pity party. My old home interiors director used to say, don't stay long at a pity party because the guest list sucks because it's just you, and the snacks are horrible because there are none.
There are none.
Yes.
Now we have a question that just came up, and it's from Kayla. Hello, Kayla. And it says, how did you know that you had a gift? Was it a self-realization, or did everyone else tell you?
Oh, I think it was a combination of the two. When I was in doing home interiors and gifts, doing the home parties and the merchandise, afterwards I would get people who would call me and say, well, can you come and help me put it together in my house? So that wasn't a part of my job, but I then made an extension of it. And as I moved forward and was moving into real estate, and I would help my clients set up or stage for their house, they're like, oh man, you should do this. And it just finally was like, why are you not pursuing it? You should probably pursue it, because I loved it. I loved making really nice spaces. This would just take it to the next level. So I guess it was a combination of the light bulb, as I call it, the light bulb going off, and the encouragement of others to go for it. Exactly what I did.
And when you are passionate about something, it keeps coming up. No matter what you try to do, it's like, I don't want to do that. You put it away. You're like, oh, I'm done with that. It's too much trouble, too much work. So then someone will bring it up, or a job will come up, or it's one of those things that you also can do without thinking of time. It's like, you could be doing it for like 8 hours, and then everybody else is like, I'm done. And you're like, oh no, I need to do one more thing.
Yes.
One more thing.
That's dragging me out of this office. I be in it, and the next thing I know, I forgot to eat lunch. I forgot to do this, because I'm just having such a wonderful time, even when it's hard, even when I'm being stretched. And I do want to say something about that. I have an amazing client who became my mentor. Her name is Ginger Hitsky of Hitsky Real Estate Development.
Hey, Ginger.
Hey, Ginger. I know you watch. Let me just say, like, this woman is amazing. It's when you get into your field, when you made a leap, like I made a leap away from a steady paycheck until going on your own, to run into someone so amazing as her, to give me these amazing opportunities and to work with me and allow me to really envision my goals and my dreams, and we were talking about my vision board. Like, I feel like right now that things are just jumping off of my vision board. It's insane. The a level of visualization and manifestation that's happening in my career and in this business. It's insane. And she was a major part of that by sitting me down and say, let's have a goal mapping session. Let's talk about what you want to do. Oh no, you're talking about low hanging fruit. I need you to go higher. I need you to go bigger. And I'm like, bigger? I'm scared. So what? Do it anyways. I'm going to take you to this meeting with these major management companies and major contractors, and you're going to be here with me, and you're going to learn, and you're going to take notes, and you're going to be on this job. I'm going to be on this job. You're going to be on this job. Just awesome opportunities that we all as entrepreneurs hope for. And she's done that for me and the many other people who've given me opportunities to show who I am and show that I can do this. And I can be great, and I can make things great for you. So I'm thankful.
Yes, it's always something to be thankful for when you get up every morning and do exactly what it is you want to do in your life. You don't have to go to a job and be there all day tired and sitting there dreaming about one day I'm gonna have my own thing. It's okay to do that in the beginning, but you got to be able to step out on faith. And what you were saying about manifesting, people have no idea that a lot of the bad things in their life they have manifested as well. But you can manifest good things, where you want to live, what kind of business you want to have. I used to always say, I only want to cook for millionaires and rich people. So guess who I cook for?
Exactly. I know get sick of me saying, all right, stop saying that negative stuff, because that's exactly what you're going to get. Keep saying.
Get what you ask for.
Guess how many clients you're going to get? A lot, and they are going to be bad. So stop saying that.
Right.
Clients that you're going to have.
Right.
And so, yeah.
So your vision board, tell me a little bit about your vision board.
Gosh, I love can I show you?
Yes, please show us. We would like to see. And I usually do a vision board party New Year's Eve every single year. I did not do it last year. Went out with some people that I probably should have just did my vision board. But I usually do one every single year. And even if I don't look at it, I can look at it like 3 months from now and I'm like, hey, all this stuff happened. It's amazing. And it says it right in the Bible. Write the vision, make it plain. It doesn't say show everybody. It doesn't say look at every day. It just says write it down. Make sure you know what you want. And hey, there it is. So let's see it. We got to see it.
So I made this I was speaking about Ginger. I made this at her birthday. She did an online vision party for her birthday. And so this is mine. And I thought it was so interesting. This part right here.
Got glow. And look at you are on the glow.
I'm on the glow.
Yes, you are on the glow and you are glowing. I know everybody's enjoying you. What else we got on there?
Oh, okay. So we've got I put a hospitality project on here, which I'm excited to be a part of a new hospitality project that's popping up in San Diego. So that's jumping off.
Okay.
I want my own home decor line.
Okay.
To my company. Travel. I said I want a $30 million project. I want to be a part of a huge project like that.
And you will have one.
Yep. Self-love is required. And I said, I love you to myself. So my board was a lot of wordplay.
Mm-hmm.
Trust the vision. And I have that big because I knew that when I was leaving my job, I knew that this was what God was willing for me. So as scared as I was, I just needed to do it. And I did that. And I'm so thankful that I trust the vision that God had for my life. So yeah. I got to build my team, which I'm doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Build your business. And I talked about travel already. I got color my world. I really love, as you can tell, you can see my office, right? I love color.
I love your office. It's so cool.
I
It looks
love,
like a designer.
I love this studio, and my daughter moved out, so we moved next door. Also, we're creating our design library is going to be in that room, and it's awesome as well. I just can't wait to finish it. But yeah, so that's the majority of what's on my. So I've got a little
And
bit of
you're
everything.
on the glow. Look at that. I
Yeah.
was like, that is see one thing. Next you get that $30 million contract.
Yes.
We're gonna speak that into existence. We're gonna
Yes.
touch and agree from
Exactly.
afar.
And announce that.
Right. You're gonna get $30 million contract, and then you're gonna come back and you're gonna tell me like, wow, I got it. And I'm gonna be like, yay, wow. Let's go to the winery and hang out.
I'm still waiting on that. So
Yeah, we doing that anyway.
okay, good.
Yes. So I want to ask you,
Yeah.
how does it work? Like, so if a client was reaching out to you, like, would they find you on your website? Would they go through phone number? Do you have ads? Are you advertising anywhere? Like, how would I get in contact with you if I was just like, I need a new space?
Okay. So we are working more on the advertising side of it, but you can reach me by my phone number, which I think you have on the screen there. You can reach us directly there. You can reach us on our website as well at 918designco.com.
Mm-hmm.
And you can reach us on our Instagram page through a direct message. Our Facebook is 918 Design Co. We're pretty standard across the board. You can find us on any of the social media platforms. So yeah.
Now, is there a person who in your life, a family member, anybody who doubted you and that you had and they came back around and they're like, uh, you're doing a good job. We always have one person that's kind of like, I don't know, like maybe you should just stick with, there's always that older person usually, or somebody who's kind of set in their ways and they always say it and you have to kind of prove them wrong a little bit. Do you have?
You know what? I don't have that, I think, in my family. And I take that back. There was some things that were said when I was younger. I came from a situation where my mom had a drug habit, and it was just me and my sister. And I heard there was hearsay in our family that, oh, they won't make it. And both of us are doing amazing. My little sister travels the world. She works with children on the autism spectrum, doing amazing things. She's got 2 or 3 degrees now.
Wow.
Yeah. Amazing.
And
And
that's why I bring that up, because usually people give up because they hear that. They give up because somebody is challenging them and what they want to do. So many of them give up. You hear, oh, you shouldn't do that, wasting your time, or you're not going to be nothing because your parents, or this, that, and the other. And we always want to encourage people. Just follow your dream, follow your passion. Like,
because it's here, my thought on that is this: it is not your business what other people think about you.
exactly.
It's not
Or
your business the restraints that they put on you.
right.
It's about you knowing what you want to do, following God's will, and making it happen regardless of what people say.
Right.
People gonna be talking their whole lives.
Right. And it's usually people talking who don't have anything going on for themselves. And so they have so much they want to give you opinion. Like when I first started the show, I had someone who was like, oh, you're just wasting your time. I said, okay, what's my time to waste?
How about that?
Right. It is absolutely my time to waste. And if my time didn't cost you anything, kind of like let me waste my time.
Exactly. Let me do what I need to do.
It's like you can't rain on someone else's parade, and at the same time you the same person will come around and say, I knew you could do it. They'll say, I told you.
I know. I that's why I did it.
I believed in you all this time.
Did you?
Yeah, they did. Because now you're rich and you're famous, and now you got your big design office outside. I see 918 Design Company, and now they're like, hey, isn't any jobs over there?
That people that when there was not this level of visibility that we are enjoying right now, that I was trying to collaborate and work with. And now that they're seeing me everywhere, oh, I'm getting emails and return texts. I'm like, I text you like a year ago, but
Right.
I'm
Like,
good. Thank you.
late. Like you're late. I've already stepped forward and did what I was going to do.
Yes. So, I pray it for them and keep it pushing, because
Right.
my business,
Right.
my job is to encourage and uplift. And I love sharing. I get people all the time who want to know, how did you do this? How hard is it to do that? Or, wanting to know information. And I have no problem sharing and encouraging and motivating, because we're all looking for that.
Right.
In our own lives. And so, I'm okay with that. It's just the usury and that type of thing I steer clear of. If I have a discernment. So if I figure out.
Right. Yes, because they'll only drag you down, slow you down, sabotage. Yeah, cancel those people out. It's like some noise in the background. Like, have you ever put the fan on in the kitchen, and then you sitting there, you thinking, what is this noise? And then all of a sudden you're like, it's the fan in the kitchen. Right. Like you were turned on for a purpose, but we no longer need you because we're not cooking. So turn yourself off.
That's right.
Yes. So I do have another question for you. What is your favorite project? Do you like more residential? Do you like commercial design? And do you have any project that you say was more challenging for you?
Okay, so I think a project that I'm getting ready to do is going to be challenging, but in a good way, because it's making me level up on a level that, I was on with another company, but now it's me. So I'm having to level up on this project, which is, again, it's in a good way. And I love that. My favorite projects are the ones where I really have the opportunity to be creative and to create really fun and creative spaces. Those are my favorite, because it may be superficial, but you get the ooh and ah when people are like, oh my gosh, that's so cool. I wish I could do that, or I want to do that, or I would want to be in that space. And I had a lady tell me one time on one of my projects, these were my dream chairs. I wanted these chairs. I've always wanted these chairs. And I just thought that was really cool. Or to see things that you've selected for projects in bigger projects somewhere else. I'm like, oh, I use that. That was fun.
Right.
So the creative, the ones that are really creative spaces where they're not what I like to call the DMB palette, beige, and more beige.
Oh, wow.
On top of that, those are not fun. Those are not fun. Those will get the bills paid, but I enjoy the fun side, the creative side.
So what is the new color palettes right now? Like, I know sometimes when I want a color at the store, I'm like, every time I want yellow, there's no yellow. When I want blue, there's no blue. So what are like the color palettes at the store right now? Like, what's a popular decorating color? I'm so over gray. If I go in one more person's house,
everybody's like, I don't want no more gray.
If I see gray one more time, oh my God. And gray, blue, gray, pink, gray. I'm like, oh my God. So what's the new colors? Like, what's the new fresh stuff?
Because it's really, gray is really safe. And it's a step above. We went from the safeness of whites and beiges to the safeness of the full spectrum of warm and cool grays. So that's why you see so much grays, and gray is still around.
50 shades.
There's a bunch of different, yeah.
50
All
Shades
50
of
of the
Grey.
shade.
Right. Like,
All
don't do
50 of them.
it.
There's so many all the new if you have a favorite, I'll say this, if you have a favorite paint vendor or whatever, or paint company, like some people love Sherwin-Williams, they're all releasing their new 2021 color of the year, and there are some really awesome colors that are coming out. Now, I will say blue is still popular, it's still around. I just did a kitchen with two-tone cabinets. The blue was at the bottom and it turned out really beautiful.
Oh,
But
okay.
you've got really deep, dark, smoldering colors that are coming out. And also walnuts and browns are getting really big again. We just went through this phase of black cabinets and black granite, and that's still around because I think black in some instances is always going to be in that timeless palette that doesn't 100% go away, just like everybody was complaining about the all white kitchens. Those are never going to go away, I don't think, where they're just completely going to go away. But you got some really beautiful color palettes that are coming out that you were saying about. You're like, well, what if I like yellow? And this is the one thing I like to tell people is so important. Understand that when things come out, it's a trend. If you like it or love it for your space. So if yellow is not on the trend, but that's a color that you love, we're gonna work with yellow.
Right. Because I'll go grab some paint in a minute. I'll paint whatever I want.
Exactly.
I'm like, I like this, but I would like to paint it purple.
Yeah, there's some beautiful, really cool things that come out in the forecast of colors, which are that are based on trends. And then there's some that are in the category that I like to call timeless, that are always going to be around. Certain colors are just timeless. But it's important for the space, because I'm not going to live in your space. You are. So I don't want to create this amazing thing that's amazing to me, but I base it off of what I love.
Right. And then when you leave, then I don't like anything about it.
Yeah. I want to pull out of your mind and out of your heart and out of your soul what you feel is going to create a really great space for you, and then you're going to feel comfortable, you're going to feel warm, and you're going to want people to share that space with you when we get back to the sharing of spaces and the family that you're going to want to have people a part of. So that's, to me, is how I feel about colors and palettes and all that good stuff. It's really personal.
Yes, it is. It is. It's like your personality. I always tell people, your house is kind of a part of your personality. Like, I can think one thing about you, but when I come into your house, everything can change.
It could change. It's your calling card, so to speak.
Yeah, it's kind of either good or it's either bad. So it's like, if I see you out and you're nice, clean, and dressed, and I go to your house and it's a mess, and then I'm like, what's going on here? What's going on here? But then if I see your house is nice and decorative, you have pictures hanging and plants and accessories, and that's how you dress, it's kind of like a cohesive personality trait.
Yeah. And we saw a lot of that, because there's a couple different ways that you can work with me. While I will always be honest and say that interior design is a luxury.
It is.
Period, point blank. But we have legs now where we can include everyone. So now not only do I do full service interior design, but I also do e-design projects where we can work on a platform online, work on your room. And I have 3 different packages that are very affordable. If you don't want to pick it all yourself, you don't want to put it together, I'm going to put it together for you. You're going to have shop links to click and buy. You're going to have your floor plan, where to put everything, and you're going to have your designer notes from your designer on their thoughts on how you should implement this plan. Boom, done. Do it.
Wow.
You feel like it.
Now that's amazing. Tell us, we need to know a little bit more about that. So the package, how much are those packages?
There are different packages. So the smallest package is $469. The next one is $669, and the next one is $969. And those packages
are affordable.
Depend on how much you want me to be involved. Are you trying to get 3D models? It just depends. And again, the best part about e-design packages is you're not on a contractor or my timeline. Once
Mm-hmm.
you have your whole design package presented and submitted to you, you have all the time in the world to pull that room together. It's
Right.
all based on you. And you have the opportunity to do what I call value engineering. We say that in the field. If I pick a credenza, you love it, but you're not in love with that price point,
Mm-hmm.
find one that looks like it that's cheaper, but you know how to match it up now.
Right. You know the look, the general
You
look.
know the general look. So go
Mm-hmm.
find one that's more in your price range. You're not set to pick what I pick, but it's your blueprint to taking all the time you need to go put together that room or that space at an
That
affordable price to work with a designer.
that is amazing. That is amazing. And it's so helpful to people who do not have a creative eye. And I think just because I do, other people should, but it's like the truth is that a lot of people aren't creative. Some people are, some people aren't.
Right.
So when it comes to decorating, they don't have the eye for it.
We have designers, interior designers, who don't do the decorative side. They're not into that. They're only into the structural.
Mm-hmm.
They're more like an interior architect, so they jive on that. But pillows and matching this and that and putting this all together, creating a palette, they're not into it.
Mm-hmm. So how is customer service on your end? Are you really into giving like the whole VIP experience of, from walking somebody through from a person who says, I don't know nothing, and then you take them all the way through and make sure that they have the room or that they always dreamed of?
Oh, we're really big on our customer service because this is, I think about it like when I was doing real estate. For most people, a real estate transaction, it was one of the largest transactions that they're ever going to do in their life when it comes to money. I
Mm-hmm.
kind of look at interior design because, again, I do feel like it is a luxury, but it's a luxury that many can afford now. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and we're working with everybody on their level. Um, so as far as customer service, I treat and serve my 469 package like I do my people who pay my hourly rate for full service design. Everyone is treated with love, with care, because when you're dealing with somebody's personal space, there's a mental and a spiritual part involved too. Like if you walk into, like when I was a real estate agent and I walk into a house, I knew it didn't feel right. I did not go in. And I explained why.
Mm-hmm.
Because I just know better. I was raised by my grandma.
Those
So
grandmas gave us some extra stuff. That's why women crush it on Wednesday. You didn't get you get that kind of wisdom only from grandma.
that's right. That is exactly right. So we treat everybody with love, dignity, and respect when it comes to and care when it comes to putting their spaces together so that they can feel happy and encouraged. I just finished an office for a client of mine who was diagnosed with stage 4 lung cancer.
Mm,
She wanted a inspirational office to, for her to get in there and get motivated every day that I don't have a choice. I have to live because I have these people and these people and these people who are depending on me. I want to see what inspires me, which was her dad and her kids. So we put that into her design and created a space that made her want to, when it's hard and you don't want to go, you feel like crap after chemo or
right,
whatever, to find your courage, find your strength to fight on because people are needing you to be here.
right. And
Those are the type of projects I love. I love where there's a connection there.
right, a connection, a meaning, and a purpose.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I want to give a shout out to Melinda. She's one of my good friends. She started a business. She just said hello to us. She's watching and listening. And she actually, we'll have her on the show. She started a new business and she's come a long way. We've been knowing each other for a long time. So I just want everybody to be inspired. The Glow is here to inspire, to bring light in the dark world where we all think that, having a job is like, some people it's fine to have a job, but it's the other people that have more inside of them and they have to bring it out in order for them to live 100% full life. It's like you have to do what you're called to do, or is this going to keep calling? Like that person that keeps calling your phone like, hello? Hello, hello,
You
hello. It will keep
will
calling.
stop
It will
calling.
not stop.
You will be sad the day that it does stop calling because you missed that opportunity or to be greater, as you were saying. I like when Les Brown talks about when someone's dying at the end, there's all these ideas and dreams and stuff that's gathered around the bed, and was like, why you didn't do anything with us? Now you're leaving, and we're gonna die with you. I think about that. Like, I don't want that to
Yeah.
happen to me. I want to live to my full potential, and take a few people along the way. I think that, and that's the other thing is you inspired me. Just watching you, and when I met you on the, I don't know, it was on Facebook, I think, and
Hmm.
watching everything that you're doing and how you just are, you have it, you got it together, you're doing the things that you want to do and showing people without fear that, look, I'm doing what I want to do. I'm glowing, I'm sharing, and I'm bringing other people along the way. That is encouraging. So I want to thank you for all that you do when you don't even know that you're doing it, to encourage everybody else who's just wanting their opportunity.
Wow, thank you. That means so much to me because I always say here every time it's not about me, it's about who I bring to you and who I want to expose to the glow. And I want everybody to be able to learn. And every day when I post something, I'm conscious. I think, is this inspiring? Is this going to be a message that somebody can go through the day? And sometimes I get an inbox to say, oh my God, I was going to stop until I seen your message today. And then
Mhm.
some people are like, oh, you put so many pictures. I'm like, don't worry about it. It's Facebook and it's mine. So don't worry about that.
There you go.
Just watch the messages. Just watch
Just
the
a mess.
message. Just watch the message. And you have to be able to be a light in the world because so many things are dark that
Right.
if I was coming on complaining that this, that, and the other happened and all this kind of stuff, I would bring people down. And I'm the kind of person, I like to give a good energy, make people feel good, make them
Right.
feel like they could do whatever they want to do. And that's why I even started the Glow, because I wanted to. I know so many people. I watch my Facebook and I watch you doing stuff, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna check her out, see what she's doing. Like, I want to talk to her. I think my people want to hear from her and talk to her. So I'm so glad and thankful that you are here with me today. It's a blessing to me just to be able to have a conversation with you. Sometimes women, we get discouraged, and then when we see other women who are doing, who are out there being out and have my own interior design company, it's like,
Mhm.
okay, I could do that. You're encouraging somebody who's young, somebody who was kind of on the fence. Um,
Right.
I was over the weekend with one of my clients. He's multimillionaire in inspiration, and he just says so many things that resonate. And he said, if you're on the fence, you're gonna get splinters. So you got to get off.
Mm.
Get
Take a
off.
horse and ride it.
Right. Get off the fence because you
That's
will get
right.
splinters. And he also said, and I put it on my post today. He said, the fact that you know you're gonna die should make you live every single day.
Every single day. Every single day, because we all, every second, every minute, are closer to that, because
Right.
we know not the hour or the day. So if you know not the hour or the day, what are you doing
What are you doing? What are you wasting your time on?
right now?
Right. Well, I would like to thank you so much for being on the Glow. We do have a part where I ask some questions. So I will put on my glasses so I
Oh,
can ask you some questions. So I have a book here that has like 50 questions. It's supposed to be 100. I'm going to get there. I'm going to get to 100 one day.
you gonna
So pick a number between 1 and 45.
get 18,
18.
as in 9, 18.
Right. Oh, see, everything has a purpose. So, number 18 says, one word, describe your family.
Oh, bonded.
Mm, that's a
And,
powerful
and
word.
I'm talking about the family that I created.
Mm,
My children, my husband, being a military family who is settled in California, my friends became our family.
mhm.
You look at the graduation pictures from my kids' graduations, you will see an array of people that's the family that we created. Bonded is the word that I have for that, for family.
And bond is always something that's strong.
That's right.
Yeah,
I want
that's
that here when I'm gone.
right, right. And it'll long live long past you and anything that you could have thought of for yourself.
Exactly.
All right, now pick another number.
9.
Number 9. We staying with your theme.
Mhm.
Okay, so which personality trait has been most useful for you?
Personality trait. I want to say um my the outgoing side of my personality. I'm a very social butterfly. So I've been struggling through COVID,
Mm,
not
right.
go
Cold.
anywhere and do anything. I am not a house body. Mm-mm.
Mm-mm.
I love being out, talking to people, having a good time, connecting. Um, my outgoing spirit, the part of my personality, has allowed me to break through um, the negativity of people. Sometimes when they
Right.
stay out, they had an intention of not working with me or being negative, but they could not resist this personality. They were like,
Right. Break down the walls. Huh.
I had a client tell me recently, she was like, it was her design presentation where I present her concept for
Mhm.
her house remodeling. And she said, I was expecting to be able to say no to something, but I can't say no to anything. I'm like, of course you can't. You love
Right.
it all.
You love it all, huh? Right. And you got to have that confidence about your personality, about your gift.
You
Some
do.
people they're not confident about their gifts. It's like these are things that God gave you. You can't dull my shine or
All
dull my
right.
glow.
All
This is what
right.
this is from God. This is not me. Don't be jealous. You have your stuff. I got my stuff
Work on you. Do you, because I'm going to be me all day long.
all day until I wake up. Even when I don't even want to be me, I still wake up being me.
Exactly.
All right. So what next number? What's your next
Next number
number?
is 20.
20. Number 20 says, what is it about having your own company that gives you a rush every time you wake up in the morning?
Freedom.
Mm-hmm.
The freedom to pick and choose. The freedom to decide who I want to work with, the freedom to work in my pajamas, the freedom to, just be able to go out and do what I want to do. That is the biggest thing for me, is the freedom that is creating for me. Where I did not have that when I was punching a clock. So
Yeah.
it's been really big. I want to go to Vegas with my husband, or I want to go to Hawaii for a week, or just take off and relax for a couple days. It's the freedom.
Right. Freedom is everything. Freedom is the biggest part to me, actually, as well, about being an entrepreneur. It's the freedom to work when I don't want to work, go where I want to go. And sometimes people are like, oh, you're so busy. You got so much to do. I said, yeah, because I scheduled those things to
Scheduled.
do for myself. But if I would like to change anything, I'm the boss. I get to change. I can say, you know what? I'm a rest today, and all my emails will be answered from this bed.
Right from this bed while I'm watching the Golden Girls.
Right. I will put on my best shirt for the Zoom, but
That's
that's
it.
all I got. Right. That's all you gotta do.
You would
That
be
is
proud to actually
it.
put on a matching skirt, but there
Yeah.
is that option.
Right, right, right.
Me
I
too.
actually was putting on shoes and perfume and everything. So that was like a whole nother.
Okay.
I was like,
See?
what am I doing? No one can smell me on the globe. So what am I doing here? Well, it has been an absolute pleasure. We are coming to the end of our show, and I thank you so much for spending your hour at 4 o'clock on the glow with me on my Women Crushing It Wednesday. Please, everybody, reach out to her and give us some final entrepreneur woman crushing it words. Tell us what's good.
So if I had to say anything and share anything with entrepreneurs or somebody out there that's really struggling and work and deciding if they're going to stay um, and fight for their dream, please stay and fight. Decide that you're going to do this, no matter how you have to do it. No matter if you got to work a job and go on your lunch break, and make some posts and market your business and go back to work. I don't care how you have to do it because regret is a powerful thing.
And you don't want to have no regret. And that will wrap it up for the Glow. Them are some powerful words to leave with. I would like to thank all of our guests and all of our people that could watch us on the Glow. And we would just like to say until next Wednesday with Vonshai, we will see you next time. Keep glowing.
Thank you.